I underestimated how heavy he was.
Is that Martine?
Yeah,
You're working him too hard.
I know. Poor guy. I need to buy him some lunch. And what do you got? Nightfall.
Yeah, it's a haunted. I don't want to say a haunted house because it's like 20 or 30 acres
I was
over
like,
in old Tucson. It's a haunted something. I don't know, but it's got a whole storyline based around it. You go and see different performances, and it's really cool. If you get a chance, go check it out.
that would be awesome, especially because it's like you have that much. It's not just confined to a house. You get a whole bunch of acreage.
Yeah, because they have specific times for these different performances, and all of them together tell a whole story. It's
Jeez.
really cool, man. It's worth the drive to Tucson.
Oh man, anytime you can drive to Tucson, you can go out there.
Old Tucson.
Yeah, old Tucson. Sorry, not new Tucson, old Tucson. That's
Yeah, and we stayed overnight in some what was the place called? Cat Mountain Lodge.
what the heck is
It was the
that?
closest place to it because it's out. Old Tucson it's kind of out there a little bit.
You know, I underestimated that drive one time because I'm like, oh, it has to be right next to it. No, it's not.
No,
I'm trying to like figure out where I need to put Martine somewhere. Hold on.
just sit him on your lap
I know. Yeah.
like
I
a
didn't really know.
marionette puppet. Do.
Yeah, I tried to go all out for this one, but it just didn't really. There you go. Now we're set. Now we're
How
good to
long
go.
until you get tired of holding him?
Let's see. Maybe I can go the whole show. We'll find out how this goes. So, welcome everybody to Zia Comic Weekly as we get ready to nerd out for the next half hour. And yeah, so me and Martine are kicking it with you today. So we'll be ready to go. I don't know. Okay, by the way, I don't know why his hands are this way. Like they need to be the other way.
It doesn't even pivot.
Nuh-uh.
Maybe he was getting ready to flip somebody the bird, and you caught him in mid motion.
And then that's when he just decided to skull out at that moment. And
Or he's gonna do a face palm.
Hold on, he doing the. You can't see me.
It's John Cena.
It's John Cena. No, if these were John Cena's bones, it'd be way too heavy. So then I'd have quit already. Yes, we get ready to nerd out for the next half hour. Dude, I thought I was gonna make it the whole show.
Yeah, I didn't think you would.
Yeah, no, this ain't happening. All right, stay. Okay. He'll figure it out. Well, see, he's still in the frame, so that works.
He looks like he's eating your name.
He really does, huh? What is up, everybody? Of course, we are ready to nerd out for the next half hour. Oh my gosh, there's so much to cover, especially as we're getting closer and closer to spooky season, everybody. Yes, Halloween is next Tuesday already. So we are, 5 days away?
I don't do math.
Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Yeah, 5 days away. Okay.
Good thing it wasn't longer than 10 because then I'd take my shoes off to count.
I know we were going to really be. We confined it down to one hand. But yeah, there's a lot as we get ready for these upcoming weekend. A lot of stuff happening. Troy, I know you guys got a busy weekend ahead of you guys. You guys got something awesome happening at Zia Comics.
Yeah, Saturday is the zombie walk, which brings thousands of people downtown. So we're going to get overrun. But it also coincides with our Trick or Read, which is kind of like a free comic book day for Halloween. So we'll have some free comics while supplies last to give away during that time. But we're also going to have some special guests at the store. Voodoo dolls will be set up out front. They sell the little voodoo dolls of like recognizable horror people. And we'll also have 915 Echoes of Horror.
Oh,
yeah, they have an awesome haunted house in El Paso. So they're going to be there, and they're only doing that haunted house till I think the end of the month. So you'll still have a couple days after that. You can go down and check it out. And rumor is they might have some discounts or something with them. I don't know, maybe.
Nice. So definitely a busy weekend for you guys, and it's perfect. Have you decided Halloween costume?
I've got my go-to. I still got the Freddy Krueger that I wore last year. I got one. I'm hoping it gets here in time. It's Halloween themed, but I can always throw something. I got plenty of stuff in the back. I can throw something together.
I mean, you're okay when it comes to the costume department. You not dressing up would actually be more of a concern It's just, I think you have more of the, what is he going to show up? By the way, last year it was hard to find you because of my situation. So, yeah.
Limited visibility.
And
Well,
it's
you
tough
guys
for
have
you.
an event too on
That's right.
Tuesday.
Tuesday,
So
we have
there'll be a
but
trunk or treat type event, a candy
yes,
give, follow the yellow brick road.
that's right. Halloweenfest. And
That's it.
I made sure to increase my visibility this year because last year it was down to that much that I could see. So I really could not get a good look. And I couldn't tell. There would be someone tell me, "Hey, good to see you." And I'm like, I wish I could tell you the same thing. I can't see.
Well, that's the
I
same thing when you wear all those costumes with helmets. Like,
Yeah.
there's no wonder stormtroopers couldn't hit crap, man. Your vision is like this.
Right now everyone's like, man, they can't hit anything. Well, did you
They
see
can't
how
see
much
anything.
you're like, okay. And then imagine if they wear glasses, you just limited even more their
Yep.
visibility.
Yeah, yeah. So be careful when you're around those guys. Don't let your kids run up on them because under here you can't see.
And
You'll
then
trip on a little kid.
right here, it's like you're literally doing this. Okay, if you're at work today, walk around just doing this. Yeah, that is the costume.
Yeah,
Perfect.
it's yeah. I didn't realize that till I have a few costumes with helmets, and you need to have a handler to help you get around.
Yeah, so that's definitely a must. And I forgot that part. I forgot to get a handler for Mr. Potato Head, and I mean it
And
was a
your
cool
hearing,
costume.
and
Yeah,
it kills your hearing too.
especially because that fan that's in there. So that little fan, and people say it's like, oh, it's gonna keep you cool. It doesn't do anything.
Not
It just
really.
and then if it happens to be really cold, I've actually had this one time happen. So our sister station, Cool Oldies, has a penguin costume. We have Chili the Penguin. That costume gets extremely hot. So when we're out at these Christmas events and it's really cold outside, well, inside the suit, you are extremely hot. So now I just look like a fire breathing dragon when it's just they're like, why is that penguin just breathing out hot air? Well, it's because the person inside is extremely hot. And
So
that's
chili
usually
isn't.
me. They're like, "Oh, Chili, he's breathing fire." I was like, "No, Chili's in here suffering from heat stroke right
Hypothermia.
now." Right? And everyone's like, "Oh my god, it's so cold." And then when you get out of that costume, you're just
Yeah, you
straight
pull it off, and your hair is stuck to your head, and
ugh, those
and
are
then- and then
that's
you just keep smelling yourself because there's no fresh air in that costume. It just keeps. You're like, yeah, I
yeah.
should have showered today.
Yeah, that was oh no, I made sure for that reason. I just didn't realize how much space I was gonna have in that potato head costume. But you're right, it's just that recycled air. So as the days going and you're sweating, you're just kind of like, okay, I should have brought an air freshener or something with me. Something
Hang a
and it,
couple pine trees around your neck.
like, wow, that's this really good smelling potato. Okay. I think leave it alone. It's chives, okay? It's chives.
Uh,
Oh
hey,
man. So Halloween, which of course brings on everybody's opportunity to dress as some of their favorite characters, some of their favorite superheroes, some of their favorite whatever they may be into, whether it's horror, comic, funny, or unique, we'll say. Here's something crazy that happened early this week. Ryan Reynolds is apparently not happy with I guess with the ongoing strike, and it has to do with using their likeness for costumes. Do you hear about that? Is these
no.
actors? So apparently they're having a big issue because them selling the Deadpool costumes, the Wolverine costumes. A lot of these actors aren't getting their cut, but they're using their likeness to sell these costumes.
How do you prove it's them with the mask on, though?
Yeah. So, but I mean, if you're Deadpool and yet you're going to use Deadpool, which is if you have you ever caught on when you go to these places, it's like red superhero. They won't say Deadpool, but
Yeah,
you know who it is.
yeah. Very similar, but legally distinct from.
Yeah, it's just enough for us not to get sued. But yeah, I can't remember who else it was. It was another Marvel or I want to say a DC superhero. That they were upset, I guess, with all the negotiations that have been going on with the actor strike. They're saying, "Hey, you guys make a killing, especially if you have to be the top costume. Why aren't we getting a cut of this?"
Yeah, I mean, if they used their actual image to promote it, but with the cartoon character, you could just pull a comic book picture and use it to sell.
Yeah.
But then I
So
don't know. That's kind of a weird one.
I'm looking right now. It was Margot Robbie. Margot Robbie is apparently also in the mix of this because the biggest thing, and right now the most popular costume this year is going to be Barbie, which, I mean, if you're using Margot Robbie as your selling point, I mean, at this point, don't you think Barbie would just say, hey, we'll just use our other licensed stuff and not use Margot Robbie?
You would think. I want to see how many people are going to beat Alan. Have you seen the movie yet?
No, I haven't.
Oh.
I that's one of the ones that I have to see. I still can't believe I'm going almost the whole year without I've watched it yet. So I thought it would have been available already on some of these streaming platforms.
Yeah, I think you'll like it. I was surprised at how much I actually liked it.
And then of course I just keep hearing about this John Cena mermaid. So I don't, yeah.
Maybe 15 seconds of the whole movie is him in there.
Hey, it's enough.
Michael Cera is the one you need to look out for.
See, but like, okay, even Michael Cera, like, I mean, if his character is popular, I mean, and people are duplicating, I can understand if you make the homemade costumes, but when you sell these prepackaged costumes, I would imagine that it kind of starts to trickle down to somebody. Maybe not maybe the actor, but maybe the costume designer makes some money.
Yeah, I don't know all the legal, because the legalities, man. Every little thing, oh, you can have this likeness in media, you can have it for board games, you can have it for card games. They split it up so finely, man.
I mean, it's not even just celebrities, man. I bought a hot dog costume, and they were even very specific about not saying like Oscar Mayer or Ballpark.
I'm Nathan's.
Yeah, no, right? It's like they didn't even use that name. There's all
I'm kosher.
It's a Nathaniel dog. It's like, wait, what? It's like it looks close.
Coney Island dog.
There you go. It's a Jersey Shore dog. We to make sure we just stay completely away. But yeah, I mean, I could see why they. But then again, I'm sure there's a lot of like you said the legalities when it comes to it. But it just seemed to. I don't know if this was a Ryan Reynolds trying to be funny, because it just seemed like you see the headlines like, okay, is Ryan Reynolds just trying to be, or is this like a serious thing that they're trying to add to the writer's strike?
Yeah, well, I mean, they're really, really restricted on what they can do during the strike. So
Yeah.
why are they allowed to sell their likeness as costumes?
And you're right. So it's like you're gonna use me, you're gonna make a profit off my costume, but yet I can't get the money I need to go back to filming my movie.
Yeah.
So, and keep in mind, Deadpool 3 is still being delayed because of this actor strike. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
the writers are working.
yeah, writers are. I mean, and that's perfect. You mentioned that because the writers are back to putting these scripts together. A movie that I know that they're currently finishing writing the script is the next Mission Impossible movie. They said it's 40%. I know, right? It's like we're still doing this, but apparently part 2 was supposed to be completed next year. If you remember, we had been talking about how they were filming them back to back, but apparently now it's being delayed to 2025 because the actors aren't back out there.
They can keep delaying it.
Yeah,
I'm over Mission Impossible.
Those they could delay, but yeah, once you get your Marvel movies, then you're like, okay, what's going on here? Like we like the whole MCU and DCU universe is getting pushed back another year because these actors can't get back. I mean, the scripts can be written, the actors just aren't going back just yet.
Well, maybe the stories will be really good then. You get all this extra time to brush it up.
They better, because I mean, you got a season 2 of Peacemaker that's set to come out next year. We think at least. You have a few Marvel movies that are supposed to drop. There's even some that are supposed to drop beginning of the year that I just don't know because of the actor strike if it will even happen.
Yeah, I don't see it happening unless they've got most of it filmed already.
I mean, it's gonna definitely be it's an eye opener to see what's gonna happen. But yeah, we need to make sure we get these guys what they need and just give Ryan Reynolds some money for the costumes, please. Like, just hey, here's $20. I mean, I'm sure he doesn't need it. I mean, you have Mint Mobile. I mean, come on, man, you're good.
Well, Mint Mobile, Aviator Jen,
That soccer team that he has,
Wrexham. I still haven't watched it.
Oh, great series, man. It tugs at your heartstrings every once in a while, man. It's a really, I tell you, it's like a real life Ted Lasso. But I mean, this is a real town that is feeling the effects of this team that's there. It's just it's really good, man.
Yeah, that's on my list. I'm going to have time next couple months. a little bit, so hopefully I can catch up on all these things.
There's a lot we have to definitely catch up on. Loki, Loki's still
Yep.
underway. I'm so far behind right now on Loki. There's
I think
been
I've
no
got the
time.
episode 3.
Did you?
Yeah, it's good.
So
It's that whole. Anytime they start playing with timelines, you gotta pay attention because it's the timelines they always mess my head up.
yeah, and this seems like this phase of Marvel, that's what it's been, is mainly just going back to the different timelines. I don't know, man. I'm hoping I get some time. Maybe in the next week or so that I'll be able to. I just haven't had a day off, man, and I'm sure the same for you. You're like, when do you have time to sit back and just binge watch some Loki?
Usually late at night if I can't sleep, I turn the TV on and watch.
No, I got this problem though that it's like it's not even a problem, but it's more of a there's some shows that me and the wife watch together, and
Mm.
Loki happened to be one of those shows. Well, we just haven't been able to at the same time, like, hey, do you got time? Or yeah, I do. Oh yeah, I gotta go to work. So we're really to that point where it's like, oh, then you just start it, and then I'll just start it when I can, and we'll meet in the middle.
Try to sync up somewhere.
We'll try to figure it out. We'll have hey, it'll make for a great dinner conversation at that point. Like, hey, did you see what happened? So
Hey, did you see that? No. Oh, okay.
yeah. These days, I've watched so much, and I'm glad at least it's a cartoon version. But apparently, there is a Disney Junior version of Spider-Man,
Yep.
which is great. So kids are already into the Marvel universe. Didn't realize Fallout Boy cut the intro to that, so that was a surprise there.
Oh,
Yeah, Pete
right.
Wentz is the yeah, it's amazing, man. But still watching Marvel just more on a brush your teeth, Spider-Man. Okay, we'll brush my teeth, Spider-Man.
Got to teach those kids early.
Yeah, I mean, hey, if Spider-Man's helping him do it, I'm glad for that. Thank you,
Yeah.
Spider-Man. There are, of course, some new movies on Peacock. The movie Strays. It is the animal movie. It's apparently a raunchy comedy about a
Yeah.
dog getting lost, starring Will Ferrell and Jamie Foxx.
Yeah. I've seen previews for it. I'm hoping they didn't just show all the funny parts in the trailer.
Somebody, I think it was Jackie that told me that it was a very surprisingly funny movie, and it had some awful humor, but they said it was pretty funny.
Yeah. I mean, I'm a big Will Ferrell fan,
Oh
um,
man,
except for that Sherlock Holmes movie he did.
that one wasn't good.
I blocked that one in my mind. But the rest of his stuff, I'm a big fan of. So I'm hoping it's good.
Yeah, we'll have to wait. I had another one, like I said, I have that one on my list that I'm like, okay,
I don't
that
remember if I have
Loki.
Peacock anymore.
See, oh, there you go. There's that too. It's like, wait, do I even have the service? So, yeah, that's one of the ones that has stuck around for me. I'm really going back and forth. I don't know if I'm gonna keep HBO Max.
I'm the same thing with Hulu. I don't know if I want to keep Hulu or switch over to YouTube TV or just go a la carte.
Yeah, yeah, man. I actually started looking into, and I kid you not, I'm looking into the HD antennas because
Yep.
if I can find the HD antenna, the right one to get the local channels, I'm good there. And then I might just do like how you're saying, a la carte. Like, hey, look, if I know a certain season's coming up, maybe I'll get Disney, or maybe I won't get Disney, or maybe I'll get rid of HBO Max. Because right now, I haven't seen much on HBO Max, and I had a little wondering why they haven't put some like Blue Beetle hasn't been on there, and some of these other shows haven't gone there.
Yeah, I mean they've been self-destructive the past year. So
Yeah.
Amazon Prime though, I think the one I've been watching on there that keeps me coming back is Gen V. That
I
show is it's an offshoot of The Boys. Totally different vibe though. Still a lot of death and blood, but it's still it's a different vibe.
And they've had some other, I mean, they have the Tom Clancy series on Amazon Prime.
Yeah.
They've had some pretty good movies on there as well. Yeah, Amazon Prime is definitely one that I've never even thought to say, yeah, I'm gonna get rid of that one. But then again, don't want to get rid of my Prime account because yeah.
You got to keep Bezos afloat.
I mean, what is Bezos gonna do without my money? Poor
Yeah,
Bezos.
that's another spaceship he can't buy.
Right. I mean, between that, I mean, Apple TV Plus is another good one. Yeah, Netflix and HBO Max, they got some work to do. Otherwise, they may have to take a little break in my bank account.
They're on the chopping block.
They really are. I mean, it's getting there, but they'll They'll eventually have to figure something out. Troy, I gotta mention this to you because we talked about this a little bit on the show this morning. Was just how old are we?
I don't even want to do the math.
It's way too old. So apparently, there's Urban Outfitters is causing shock amongst millennials because they are selling vintage iPods. Apparently, iPods are now vintage.
I remember when they came out and everybody was like, "Oh my god!" And then they had the iPad Mini, the little bitty thing.
Oh,
And
that's right, huh?
yeah,
It's,
and then Microsoft tried to do. They had what, the Zune, the Microsoft Zune.
yeah, I mentioned that. I actually thought I was Team Zune. I thought that was going to be amazing. It was such a flop.
Yeah, put it right on top of the old Betamax, the
Yeah.
laser disc.
Yeah. Oh man, and right there next to that big old TV that only has channel number 3, the button that you have to push with a pencil.
The rotating button.
Oh my gosh.
Did
But
you have the TV with the UHF button?
yes, I did. We had that in one of the back rooms that we had, and it had to like flip it. Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
Oh my
that's how
gosh.
old. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean, but then apparently now we're being called vintage because apparently this has sparked a lot of classic items to gain popularity. And on this list are things like classic video games, the old cartridge video games. They say comic books. What else is on here? CDs, old ways of music. They say that that is starting to gain popularity because a lot of them are so surprised that you have to open a book to read it, and it's got pictures.
It doesn't read to me. Play.
But I just find it fascinating, man, because they're saying that comic books, and I'm like, man, they're a little late to that. That world's been is going pretty strong right now.
Yeah, I mean, all those old stories that people used to make fun of. Oh, you're reading your funny books. Well, those are the stories that are turned into serious blockbuster movies right now.
Yeah.
So
And yeah, and now it's like, I mean, you think about the value of them now, and I mean, you've schooled me numerous times as far as to like if it says limited edition, it's probably not limited edition. But
if it's made to
they're
be collectible, it isn't.
yeah, they just took your money. That's basically what they did.
Yep.
But you have mentioned before there are certain things that will make it, of value, having, somebody that has an autographed on there. There's so many things that bring it to value. I just found it so interesting that when you look at this list of what they're calling as vintage, it's a lot of stuff that it's like, man, we used to have these, in our backpacks and as we were riding our bicycles to school, the comic books, the Walkmans, and all this stuff. It's just so
Oh,
crazy that now it's popular.
yeah, that was back before rechargeable batteries. That
I
walk was
hated
good for
that.
a couple hours and done.
Yeah, and for some reason, I think I had the only Discman in the world that took 4 batteries instead of 2.
And did yours skip all the time if you wore
Oh
it out
yeah,
playing or running and stuff?
yeah. It's like, man, I wish I could run and play and listen to this. Nope, you can't.
You
And it
didn't stand still.
doesn't fit in my Jinko jeans either, so I can't get them in there. Yeah.
Oh, you had the pipes.
Yes, I did. I did. I'll admit it. But no, it's so cool, man, though, just to see like a lot of our old school ways are definitely coming back. And just the collectors, man. You think about like a lot of this stuff now, and I think a lot of this has to do with the fact that we got older and we got adult money. So we said, you know what? We're going to buy the things we wanted as a kid that mom and dad said, no, you can't have it. And now we have an entire garage full of it.
We were just in New York a couple months ago, and we ran across a store. It said vintage items from the 90s and 2000s. And of course, I had to go in, and they were selling like, the superhero shirts, Marvel, DC, and stuff like that from the 80s, 90s for like a couple $100s. And I was like, I saw that at Savers.
Right? You're
Yeah, I
I
was
could
like,
get
that's
that
a
for
$200
$4.
shirt in New York.
But think about like, man, it's just fascinating because it's like they're so like, are we that old? And especially when you have a kid tell you, it's like, man, you grew up in the 1900s. I was like, come on, man. I was like, I didn't go to school on horse. Like it was $100 for a shirt you would find. That's
That was a
crazy.
cheap one. Most of them were 200 and higher. And I was talking to the guy. And he's like, "Oh yeah, I go to these older places and scout the stuff." And I was like, dude, I could get you a whole truckload of that stuff. Go to Goodwill down here.
I was like, hey, how about you guys come back to New Mexico? I'll cut you a deal and we'll call it good.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, man, it's great to see it, and hopefully the next generation appreciates the technology that they have and just the things they get because, like you said, man, like a lot of this stuff that they're complaining about from their DC to Marvel to like, oh, that's so dumb. Why would they do that? Well, there was a starting point, y'all, and this would have never made it to the movie theaters.
Yeah. We didn't have AI back then.
Yeah. What did I said something this part? I said, yeah. I was like, I was like, we had to deal with all the old technology so you could get the new technology, so you could create an AI, so AI can get us fired. So
That's yeah. I mean, honestly, it could go that way. AI's taken over everywhere. It's crazy.
yeah, I mean, no, I'm not safe. I'm really not. I'm gonna end up like my friend next to me.
Yeah, they just need a sample of your voice, and they can just plug it into AI.
You don't think they ain't got a sample of our voice by now, Troy?
The quick brown fox jumped over the lazy dog. Okay, that's all we need. Bye.
Okay, thank you so much. We're gonna go ahead and launch a whole new show for you guys, and you won't even know about it.
You're on
So
24/7 now.
it's like, wow, does that guy ever go to sleep? I was like, I didn't even know I was on, but okay, that's awesome. We mentioned earlier what you guys have coming up here at Zia Comics for Halloween weekend. What do we have going on at Alamogordo?
The downtown nights. On Tuesday they're going to have a little trick or treat thing on New York Avenue as well. So all the businesses that are participating will have a pumpkin out front. So you don't just walk into some business and yell trick or treat, and the owner's like, "Get out of here!" So there'll be a pumpkin out in front. That's going to be on Tuesday. But
Okay,
then I think it's November 3rd, the first Friday. Their downtown nights. They're doing that Dia de los Muertos, and they're going to have an ofrenda out there for you to put your pictures of your loved ones so they can cross over the bridge like on Coco. And like I said, we're probably going to put Stan Lee and maybe Kubert out there and Jack Kirby.
why are you trying to make people cry, man?
Yeah,
I want to
yeah, I
go
know,
do
right?
that.
But yeah, we're trying to help them build up that downtown nights. We need more people to show up. We need more stuff for the people who show up to do.
Yeah,
So we're also going to have a escape. It's not an escape room. It's an escape room type activity where you have to solve all the stuff to open the briefcase. So we're going to have that in front of the store.
nice.
Yeah, one of our games guy makes a bunch of these escape box type things, so he's going to be there running that.
Oh, that's
So if you
awesome.
want to do that, get your group together because you can only do one an hour. So you're only going to be there 3 or 4 hours. So
Yeah.
get your
Get
group
that.
together, get there quick.
By the way, guys, don't forget to go check out the games at Zia Comics because you guys got an amazing selection of board games and a lot of stuff going on. And it's just, yeah, especially now that we're getting to the holiday season, man. If you're looking for something unique, I mean, that's the perfect opportunity.
Yeah, all kinds of nerdy stuff: games, shirts, statues, books,
You make it
models.
easy to shop for the nerds for the holidays.
Yeah, I mean, if you can't find it, then they're not truly a nerd.
Yeah, right. Yeah, nerds is easy to shop for. I tell my wife, and she's like, "I know what to get you." I was like, "Well, I guess I'm pretty easy, right?" She's like, "No, you've got your one way of things, and I just know if it's sports and superheroes, then I know I'm good." I'm like, "Okay,
Yep,
yeah, you're right."
and some Star Wars.
Yeah, and some Star Wars. But don't forget about the stars. But the Star Wars, I think, is more for her though, because she's very big Yoda fan. She's always been a big Yoda fan. So yeah, yeah. I
Hmm,
was like, that's why she married me because I look like Yoda.
wise this one is.
Oh man, Troy. Of course, if they want to stay up to date with you on the socials, how can they stalk you?
All over the interwebs, man. We're on the Insta, the Meta, the Tiki Taki. Oh, I went out of order. The YouTube and the Tiki
You
Taki.
threw me off.
Wait, what?
I say, wait, hold on. He goes Tiki. Yeah, okay, yeah. So Tiki Taki, YouTube, because you don't have X anymore. That's why. That's
No,
what's
we
throwing
dropped
us off.
X. Yeah,
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, you ain't gonna find him on the X.
yeah.
He's made Twitter his X.
I
So,
will. I will not support Elon Musk anymore.
but Jeff Bezos, take my money.
Yeah, as long as you have good programming, I guess.
Me, of course, you can stalk me on Facebook, Hot 103's Big Show. It's actually funny right now. Somebody sent a picture because we had asked, is there even a payphone in this town anymore? And someone actually sent us a picture of a payphone. Yeah,
Does it have
there's a
the phone
payphone.
in it still, or is it just the phone?
It's just a display. It's just it doesn't even work. So, but it's a decoration. So thank you
But if you
to
go to other countries, they still have payphones, and they
yeah.
take you got that card. You get a card to use. It won't take money. You have to have a card.
You've been I haven't furthest overseas I've ever gone is Mexico, but I've seen that overseas they have those self-cleaning bathrooms that like
Mhm.
pop up and clean and then
Yeah.
sanitize.
Yeah,
So
you go in, you use it, and then the thing rotates around to block the door, and it sanitizes for however many minutes. They were big in Japan when we were there. So
oh man, see, doing my world traveling through you, Troy.
yeah, and we still have the old fiberglass porta potties that the homeless people sleep in.
Guys, stalk me on Facebook, Hot 103's Big Show. Joey on the FM on TikTok. And see, now you got me going out of order. And then Big Show FM on Instagram. So I think I covered all of them. Either way, just
Just
FYI.
Google us. We're out
Just
there.
find us. You'll find a picture of us. Trust me. How do you not recognize these two faces? You're gonna find us.
Yeah, maybe you don't Google the image part.
Yeah, don't do that part. Hey, guys, this has been another edition of Zia Comic Weekly. We'll see y'all next week.
Later, nerds.